You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. We are so excited to have you join us wherever you are in the world. We are celebrating this week. We reached our 400th show that we broadcast yesterday, and that's all since August. And we couldn't do it if it weren't for you. So thank you for being here. You are watching Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, 529 Club Creatives. I'm your host, executive producer, director, and broadcast engineer. But the star of our show is here too. That's Debra Wooton. Debra, welcome.
Hi, darling. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thanks. And you've got a big day.
Yay, yay, yay. It is the finals of the musical theatre. It is so exciting. I know some people have told me not to get excited, but I just can't help it.
They just need a hug, probably.
Yeah, I think they do.
Debra, I want everyone to know that you are a film and TV producer specializing in animation. You're the CEO of the Weber Group Limited, Pinewood Studios, and the founder of the 529 Club. And I always like to start out our show with a little bit of background from you about the 529 Club, why you started it, and the significance and value it's bringing in the world today.
Well, the 529 Club was started at Pinewood Studios back in 2009 for the people that were working at the studios, because the bar closes at 3:00 in the afternoon. And of course, we were busy during the day. So we organised for the people at the bar to open it once a month from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And just all the creatives that worked at the studios would come together once a month and talk, and they'd end up collaborating on projects. So that was back in 2009. And then we would organize a monthly get-together parties. We'd get summits, we'd get speakers from the industry to come and explain some things to people, and it was a collective of creatives. And then I think up until we started on Clubhouse at the beginning of, I think it was beginning of March 2021, we had 1,600 members. And since we moved it onto Clubhouse, we now have 6,200 members. And we organize things to support the community. We do reading rooms, we do table reads, we do Ask the Casting Director with Mark Summers and the Producers Room with Mark Summers. And also, we do the contest night on a Thursday night, which at the moment we're doing musical theatre. As some of our viewers may remember, a couple of months back we're doing the voiceover contest and had some amazing talent, and tonight is no exception. We have 8 amazing singers come through to our musical theatre final. So everyone's excited. I've listened to the sound checks. They sound absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to listen to them and see who the audience picks as their winner. It'll be amazing.
It's definitely amazing. It's so exciting to be in the audience and be part of that whole process. And the whole thing obviously is so professionally produced. Yay. And I'm just wondering, Debra, can you share with our audience, how do you feel the Clubhouse app has actually changed the trajectory of people's careers and collaborations?
It's just, I think for me, it's like the 529 Club on steroids. When I organize in-person events, I would put together a summit with various speakers, various industry people that would give like masterclasses, and that would take me like 3 months to organize. Here I can put it together in a week, so it means that I can turn that around so much quicker. It means I can do more. We weren't able to organize like table reads and actors workshops and producers workshops and casting directors workshops and these sorts of things offline, because there was so much extra work to it. Where this, it's not that it's easy, but it's a lot simpler. So, it allows us to help more people more often using Clubhouse, I think.
Great answer. Thank you. And I just have to ask this because a few of us were wondering, do you have a twin? Because you seem to be working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It does feel like it sometimes. I'm quite good at organizing my time, but there is a lot of plates that I'm spinning at the moment. So yeah, I am only 21. I'm just feeling it at the moment.
You look fantastic, and everything that you do is just amazing, and you're helping so many people, and I just thank you for that.
Well, thank you. But as I always say, though, I'm there to help people to help themselves. I can tell you what direction to walk in, but I don't have the time to walk it for you. There's just not enough hours in the day.
And I know we'll discuss this at the end of the show, but for people who want to reach out to you, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Well, they can either email me at info@5to9club.co.uk, which is in the little banner, or they can at Debra on Instagram. And, if I don't answer, just do it again, because sometimes it gets lost in all of the messages.
Wonderful. You've brought us another fantastic guest today. Would you like to describe how you met him and tell us all about Bob Daniel, and then we'll bring him out?
Well, Bob Daniel is a very talented man, and he started coming into our rooms in the 5 to 9 club and just became part of the family quite quickly. And he was there to help people with the reading rooms and with the Zoom table reads, and he just fitted in, and he wanted to become part of the community. And after about 4-6 weeks, we invited him to be one of our ambassadors. And he is absolutely amazing. He is definitely one of the family, and I'm proud for him to be a 5 to 9 ambassador.
And I know you shared this before, but how does one become a 5 to 9 ambassador?
Well, it's basically just helping the creative community and being there for others. The thing is, people don't realize that people do see when people are being nice to other people. And, although you don't have to go around going, oh, yeah, I'm the nicest person in the world, and I've done this and I've done that. I'm not that sort of person myself. And, I see when people are being good humans. And it's basically about being good humans and wanting to help others. And they naturally, as a 5 to 9 ambassador, they just get the title to continue to do what they'd already been doing before we invite them.
Is the ambassadorship for a certain time, a limited time only, or is it continuous?
Well, we've always had them continuous. I've yet to tell someone, you're a naughty boy or a naughty girl, so to speak. We need to take it away. But, there's people that had the time to be more involved before the pandemic, when we were doing live events, but since the pandemic, life has got other plans. But it doesn't mean that they're not people that people can call upon to help. So, as and when they're ready to come, to jump back on and start helping again, they're still part of the family.
There's an open door for them. That's very nice.
Exactly. You don't always get the time to see your family and friends, but that they're in your hearts, and when you do, it's as if you hadn't had any time between the last time you met.
That is a true family, true friend.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring Bob out. Bob Daniel, producer, actor, writer, and director. Welcome to the show.
Hello, glad to be here. Two very talented, busy ladies. Congratulations on your 400th show.
Thank you.
Jacalyn.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Debra, the 6,200 members now for the 5 to 9 Club Creatives is astounding. What a growth.
Well, in 3 months, it's just gone through the roof. 3 months, it's just gone through the roof. And, you know, as I said, you know, people don't realize that people do see when people are being nice to other people. And, you know, it's basically about being good humans and wanting to help others. And, you know, I see when people are being good humans. And, you know, But you see, we get so many beautiful messages from the members that go in. I am so glad that I found you guys. The things that you do have really helped me. And, there's nothing more heartwarming than getting a message about how inspirational the things that we do as a club has been to help people, in some of them in very dark times. But it's allowed people to have that glimmer of light, a little bit of sunshine in a dark place.
Yeah, and I think another thing about it too is that this isn't just something that's in the UK or something that's in the US. It's people all over the world. We'll do rooms and we'll have people from Singapore, Saudi Arabia, India,
Nigeria,
all over Nigeria,
Russia.
Russia, all the countries in Europe,
Yeah.
places across North America. It's just phenomenal.
We've gone global.
Yeah, it's a global world. Might as well be global.
Exactly.
It's never felt so small, I think. It used to be that certain places were just off limits, and now you can have a really good friend. You can collaborate. You can be doing business with somebody from across the world. It's really amazing. One thing that I found, I'd like to get your input on this, both of you. I interview a number of people who have overcome some really difficult adversity. And what I find is a lot of them are creatives. And they channel what they went through. They channel their pain and their love, maybe through poetry, through song, through writing. Have you found that a lot in your experience with creatives, Debra?
Yeah. Don't forget, to be creative, you're usually quite sensitive, because by being sensitive, it allows you to pick up on people's emotions, that allows you to either put them on a page or put them on a screen. So, it's like they put their raw nerves into their performances. So I think the creatives are a lot more sensitive to these sort of feelings, I think. I don't know. What do you think, Bob?
Yeah, I think on the whole, you tend to find that creatives, sometimes many of them will describe themselves as empaths, and it comes through in the way they express their art. There's this empathy and compassion that comes through. Just some of the really profoundly moving pieces of art or performances of art. That's the entire thing. With art, it's that emotional connection that makes it art, and that's what artists do. And I don't see how you can do that if you don't have, the basic sense of empathy and compassion for the people around you.
And Bob, I see that you have a number of hats that you wear, just like you, Debra. And I'm wondering, is one of them really closer to your heart than others, or is producing, acting, writing, directing? How would you categorize which ones have the most sentiment to you?
Oh gosh, that is a hard question. The thing about the acting is, I feel there's nothing like being on stage or even on camera on set when you are really you're one with what's going on in the production, and you're not thinking about anything else. You're completely focused on the moment that you're in, the people that you're working with, and in that moment, it's like you're connected with something that's profound and quiet in a centeredness way, if I can say it that way, that you just don't get, walking around the street or going to the store and buying stuff. It's there's that connection that comes with it, and it's really profound. I remember the connection that you get with an audience, especially in live theater. I remember a production I was in, and one of the other actors and I, the two of us, were singing this duet together. And we were doing this in the round. It was a very intimate theater. It's the first time I'd ever experienced this, where you're singing and there are people weeping, audibly weeping in the audience. And that's when you realize that you have the ability, and I don't mean that as a personal ability, but I mean as an actor, as an acting community, to affect the emotional state of the folks that are watching you, your audience, in a way that in this case, it apparently was just very cathartic for them. What could you do that would, I mean, healing, doctors healing people physically, but in terms of people's psyches and emotions, there's a profound aspect to acting that there's just nothing else that's the same. I mean, the producing, the production work, directing, whatever, those are, I mean, you still need to bring a sort of single pointed focus to it, but it's a different beast really than that sense of just you're out of your out of, it's not that you're out of yourself, well, you're out of yourself in a way when you're on stage or on set, because you're embodying this character and using your own humanity to bring that character to life, and so that it can have the effect that the writer intended for the audience. Maybe it's a long-winded answer, but I don't have a short answer.
No, that was beautiful. Thank you. We're going to take a break, but a question I'd like to ask you to think about during the break is, performance is eliciting that kind of emotion from the audience. How does it impact you and your ability to perform? Sound all right? Okay. Sure. Perfect. We will be right back after these messages from our sponsors. Stay with us on 5 to 9 Club Creatives.
Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Graves Jr. I'm the host of the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, and I want to invite you to pick up my book, Unstoppable. I wrote a book called Unstoppable. It's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. The one thing that my 20 years of law enforcement has taught me is that no matter who you are, we are all governed by universal laws, like gravity. But in this book, we're going to talk about laws like the law of forgiveness, laws like the law of control, the law of intelligent practice, the law of expectancy. I was able to see how those, no matter what their background was, those who identified and treated these laws with respect, they were able to go on and lead successful lives. So pick up this book, and you can go ahead and pick it up at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, RalphGravesJr.com, where anywhere where fine books are sold. Thank you.
There are 7.7 billion people on Earth today. 40% of these people are under the age of 25. Young adults are the most fertile mission field in the world today. In Scripture, we see Jesus pouring his life into 12 young adults who he equipped to change the world and all of history. Like Jesus, we believe that the best approach to reach the world with the gospel is to invest in young, emerging leaders and equip them to build disciple-making movements. Concentric is the notion of surrounding and sharing a common center. Our center is the model and strategy of Jesus for both leadership development and ministry formation. As a global alliance, we provide equipping in biblical leadership based on Jesus' example in the New Testament. Jesus modeled for us how to make disciples that reproduce. Focusing on leadership development is key to creating movements that spread the gospel and Jesus' disciple-making strategy to young leaders around the globe. Our Ministry Alliance partners are actively equipping leaders and building movements of multiplication that reproduce the life of Christ. Join us today to equip young leaders with Jesus' strategy that will change cities and nations.
The session that we had with BCAT was really entertaining and enlightening. We were able to put together some very specific steps that we as individuals can take, and it was really fun to all come together and see sort of where we're going as a team and how we can all get there together.
We had a tremendous experience with the BCAT partners. One of the challenges that we have as an organization is to make sure that we have the right people in the right chairs doing the right thing. To do that well, you have to have synergy. You can try to dream up ways to make sure that your group does that, or you can rely on experts. We would recommend BCAT Partners to anybody who's looking to take their organization to the next level.
Academy Sedan and Limo is a full-service transportation company serving the Philadelphia metropolitan area with full knowledge of the New York City, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. areas. We pride ourselves on being the most dependable, conscientious company in the industry. Our always on-time service and dependable pricing make us the company to call for any event or occasion. Our vehicles can accommodate any size party for any occasion. Our vehicles range from four-door sedans to SUVs to minivans to limo buses to full-size tour buses and can accommodate groups of 2 to 100. We offer airport shuttle service or over-the-road service without limitation regarding mileage or time, and no drive is too long or too far. So if you find yourself in need of transportation of any type with any vehicle, give us a call at 610-842-4564 and let us show you what a real transportation company can do for you.
Use code ACADEMY2020 to receive 20% off your first 3 rides, including parking and tolls.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. You are still watching Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn presents 529 Club Creatives with the star of our show, Debra, and our guest, Bob Daniel. In our first segment, we were hearing from Debra the start and reason for the 529 Club creation, and we introduced Bob Daniel, and Bob was sharing a little bit about the many hats that he wears and the fact that being an actor maybe has a little more prominence in his heart. So, Bob, you were sharing that your performance in this duet was evoking emotion from the audience, and I was wondering, basically, how do you keep it together when that's happening? Like, how do you not start to get emotional as well?
It's a great question. I've been sitting here thinking about it. I have to admit, I'm human. And the first time I encountered that, I have to say I was thrown a little bit. I wouldn't be honest if I said I wasn't, because I just hadn't had that sort of thing ever happen to me. And it just took me a second to go, okay, I've got to not be focused on that. I've got to be focused on what I'm doing here in terms of getting through the song. And after that, it became something that, because, we did more than one performance, it became something that I was aware might happen and did tend to happen. And at the same time, boy, this is very hard to express in words, but it's like you somehow inside yourself, you acknowledge the fact that that person is connecting with you. And you just, instead of it throwing you, you let it, it's inspiring, I guess is the way I would put it. That's the only word I can think of. It's just, you take sort of some inspiration from it, and then you bring that into the feeling and the focus that you're using to, remember the lyrics and the word, and get through all the notes and not mess up the harmonies. But yeah, I think it's just there's something you take from it that you then can almost repurpose to kind of help you give back and know that you're connecting. And it's just a wonderful experience. If you haven't ever had that happen, it's amazing. And a lot of times when you're working in theater, you're working in big houses, and you really can't hear or see anything that's going on in the house unless somebody's cell phone goes off, of course. But when it's in the round and it's really tight and intimate and that sort of thing, you can really feel it. Although I will say that even in large spaces, there's that sense of emotion that sort of, it starts rippling through the audience, and then it's just like everyone in the theater for some number of moments there is just really connected to one another. And the only thing that matters in that moment is what's happening on that stage and how it's, how you as an audience member are being affected, how you as a performer on stage are sensing the effect that's taking place, and then doing everything you can to bring the best of yourself to that moment for that audience. But it's an amazing experience.
That was beautiful. Thank you. I was trying not to start crying myself listening to you talking about it.
No. I'm not ready for that today.
No. But, you can tell when you're connecting with an audience, though, because it's like you can hear a pin drop. Like everyone holds their breath at the same time. You get that sort of, everyone becomes like one.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing feeling to be, I'm normally on the other side watching the performance being put on, but you really do feel as an audience as if you come together as a collective.
And you were talking about Clubhouse earlier. We do a lot of workshops where we let actors from all over the world, any experience level, come in. We'll post, generally we'll post a couple of dialogue pieces from scripts from some movie or television program. They kind of get paired up based on the order that they come into the room. And it is phenomenal. The way you can tell, even though it's just like audio, you can tell when these people suddenly connect. We had some cases of it in particular Tuesday. Several times, everyone that was in sort of the audience of the Clubhouse room was it just got really quiet. I mean, it was quiet anyway, right? Muted, right? But I mean, you could sense it, and then people would like flash their mics as they do, to sort of as an applause kind of thing, and you could just feel it. So it's not just something that you have to have that visual component. It's also something that just through your voice you can convey that same thing, and people respond to it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I know from attending different performances that I can remember specific shows I was attending or films I was watching, and if it's live performance, obviously, and you feel that connection with the performer, and it's a moment that you remember. It's an experience, a memory that you have with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I mean, I can remember shows that I saw years and years and years ago that were just, I still remember the scenes where you just felt so transported and carried away. I know the experience for any individual show may differ for everyone, but I remember seeing Les Mis for the first time and was just gutted by some of the scenes. I mean, it was just, oh my God. I know some people may not be their cup of tea. For me, it was really profound. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes. That's a beautiful production. It's also, and I think I've been to one opera, but if you don't understand the language, you can still connect with the performer and understand what they're saying, even if you don't speak the language.
Yeah, you can. I mean, just the tone of voice, the facial expression, the way the body's carried, all of that is communicating. And even if, like you say, even if you don't understand the language, you'll get it. You'll get it if it's well done, and the people that are performing are really centered and one with what they're doing, and can convey that to the audience. The people at that caliber, they're not everyone can do it, and I know I'm not someone that can do it consistently or necessarily as often as I'd like.
Yeah. Sorry, Jacalyn, you were going to say?
Yes, I was going to say, Bob, as an actor, what does it take to prepare for a role? number one. And then number two, how do you release the role? Like, you have to transport yourself into that character, and then at some point you have to let go. That seems like a lot of emotional commitment. How does that work for you?
Oh my goodness. This is one of those things where people talk about different schools of acting. They'll talk about Meisner and method acting, and they'll talk about all these different amazing people that have coached acting and come up with different ways of approaching it through the years. I think at the root of it, you're an actor. In the moment of that performance or rehearsal, you're doing everything you can to embody that character, and you're bringing in your preparation. You're looking at how can you establish your understanding of the character. One of the big things that gets talked about is it's really important not to judge the character that you're playing. That you have to try to understand why they're doing the kinds of things that they're doing. And a lot of actors, establishing that understanding, and a lot of actors will then pull from personal experiences, in terms of things that they've experienced in their own lives, and use that as kind of a guidepost for the emotions that are being expressed in each scene. The thing about leaving it behind, I know that for some actors that's really hard. I mean, there's some actors that will essentially be in character for months. Like Daniel Day-Lewis, I think, is famous for this. He'll work on a character, and he'll work on it for a year before they even go into production to shoot it, as I recall, maybe even longer. And just work toward embodying every little nuance that bubbles up for him as part of his preparation and understanding that character. I would think that for that level of preparation is remarkable and amazing. At the same time, I think there are other approaches to acting where that just sort of being completely overtaken by this role, this character. There's a part of this, I know my brother is an actor, and one of the things he said to me more than once is, well, Bob, we're up there to act. We're not trying to somehow become this character beyond the performance that or the production that we're in. We're there to deliver the character in the performance, but we're acting. It's we're bringing all the things that we have inside us that we can to make this real and authentic. But at the same time, there's that idea that I walk out of the theater, and when I walk out of the theater, I'm still Bob, and I'm going to go hang out with friends or whatever, and I don't necessarily want to bring that with me. People are different, and so I don't look at it as there being any one way to do it. I don't look at it as there's, a qualitative assessment of which approach is better than the other approach. People are different. Actors are different. I've known actors that have very different approaches to how they came into doing the roles that they were doing. But at the end of the day, and in the same performance, and it all came together. And at the end of the day, we all went out afterward and we were just who we were. So I think there's not one way to do it. And I think that it is true that there are some actors who become so embroiled in the role that, or embodied in the role, or the role embodies them, that they don't necessarily, take that skin off when they leave the theater or leave the set. But that's their approach. And I don't have any, judging mind about that one way or another. If it's what gets them to the performance that's required by the production, and that's the way it works for them, then I just say fair play to them, I guess. Yeah.
Great answer. Thank you for your transparency and giving us some insight as to what Bob Daniel does as an actor and how you prepare. I really appreciate that.
No worries. Happy to.
Bob, where can we find you going forward? What do you have? What projects do you have coming up?
Oh, well, with the pandemic, it's been a little tough. I've done a number of things during the pandemic, mostly. I've been involved in some things like some music videos, some industrial work. The narrative film type things really shut down during the pandemic, and it's been picking up. I'm in kind of a special situation, family-wise, and just need to take a lot of care with even now getting out and about. But there's a piece that I'm up for right now. It's a short film. It's a new writer and director, a fellow by the name of Eric Sharpnick, and I'm looking forward to the possibility of actually landing this role. It's a short film called The Collector, and it's when I read the script. Actually, he sent me a piece to do, which is pretty usual for an actor. When you're auditioning for a role, you'll get a page or two of dialogue that you then need to, in this world, and even it started before now, you video the audition and send it in. And when I read the script, and then when I was doing the script, I was like, this is really unique. It has to do with a parallel universe, and the feeling of human memories don't exist in people, but they have these devices that allow them to take bits and pieces of things from other people, photographs or some little knickknack, and use this device to then experience the feeling of the human memories that these people had experienced in real time, even though you couldn't remember anything or the emotions surrounding a memory otherwise. It's fascinating. It's a short film, and I'd say I'm hopeful to get cast. It would be great, but it's going to be a great piece regardless. So I'm happy to at least have an opportunity to talk with Eric some, and been looking at the script.
Sounds amazing.
Getting a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, we're excited for you.
Oh my gosh, it's quite a piece. It's quite a piece. Yeah.
We've got a couple of comments. This is from Brian Monty. Hi, Brian. Loving the chat about preparation, embodiment, and multiple ways to approach mastery. I'm drawing parallels to my own profession as a coach. He is a business leadership and agile coach at Nike. So thank you so much, Brian, for watching and engaging. And Diane Boehm. Hi, Diane. I love Bob Daniel's approach for acting. I like the idea you do not judge the character, but you enjoy the character and want to be involved in telling the story. Wonderful to hear his story. I look forward to seeing him on stage. Very nice. Thank you, Diane. Oh, and we are at the end of our show already. I can't believe it.
What? We hardly got started.
It just goes so
I know,
quick.
we just got started.
Boom.
Bob, we're streaming the banner, but for people on the radio who can't see it, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
You can DM me on Instagram at Living a Bob Life. That's probably the best way to get in touch with me. I'm on Facebook as Bob Daniel. I'm on Twitter as Bob Daniel Actor. But Instagram is starting to become where I'm beginning to put most of my attention. I think partly that's because there's a direct connection between Clubhouse, where I'm spending maybe too much time, according to my wife, and Instagram for DMing back and forth. So that makes it really convenient.
Yes, I think there's quite a few Clubhouse widows and widowers.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. I mean, you could be on there. I mean,
it is a rabbit hole.
It is. Oof. Yes, for sure. For sure. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you on Clubhouse also. And Bob, I have to say, I feel like you are a really good human being, a really kind person, and a good man. I just feel that from you. So thank you for being here, and you're welcome to come back on any of our shows.
Oh, that'd be great. Happy to. Anytime.
Fantastic.
Pleasure to have him every time.
Yes. Thank you again, Bob.
We'll see you.
Bye, Bob.
Take care.
Take care. And Debra, you've got a big evening coming. I'll be in the audience. I can't wait. So if you can just give the information to people again about what's on Clubhouse this evening and what time do they tune in?
Okay, this evening we have the musical theatre finals with 8 fantastic finalists, and we have panelists from all the West End and Broadway. You've got Arlene Phillips, you've got David Grant, you've got Ian Mills, you've got Deborah Barsha, Ryan Norton, Mark Summers. You know, the list is just endless of the panel that we have there that are really, really helping. You know, you've got Michelle Blair and Julie Garnier, and it's a who's who of Broadway and the West End at the moment. But it's the audience that will be choosing their favourite performance. And it's on at 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. in New York, and midday in LA. We have people from India, Germany. None of the people from the UK made it through to the finals. We got some people from the US and from Hawaii. So it's another international contest that's going to be absolutely awesome. I can't wait. It is just going to, you know, I was at the Sound. We did sessions with them on Sunday, and we did sound checks with them yesterday. And it's like, this is just awesome. You know, what gets me, and the reason that we were so excited about doing this, is you can basically be anywhere in the world. You can be in outer Mongolia on top of a mountain. We've had people do that from a shack in the middle of Asia, you know, and you can be anywhere in the world and still perform. So, you know, it is making, as we said at the start of the show, Clubhouse and the internet is making it a smaller world and allowing all of us creatives to come together as a collective and do amazing things.
And we are so excited to be part of it this evening. So, Debra, what's the best way to get in touch with you, and who should get in touch with you?
Well, if you go on to, as I said earlier, you can get info at 5to9club.co.uk. That's 5 to 9 is numbers. You can find me at webra.debra on Instagram. And the website for the club is 5to9club.co.uk. And of course, there's the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/5to9club. And just search me as Webra Debra on Clubhouse and connect. We, you know, with Bob and the other ambassadors, we do various reading rooms. We organise producers' rooms, casting directors' rooms, and the contests. And we've got a voiceover masterclass on Sunday as well. So there's lots of things that we're doing. So check out the 5 to 9 Club on Clubhouse.
Thank you, Debra. Appreciate that. And it's always great seeing you. And I will be in the audience, as I mentioned, raising my hand. So I'll see you later.
We look forward, although I am going to be so busy backstage, I don't know what I'm going to see. But I do see your name. I do see your name pop up as the votes come in. So I know you're there.
I'm glad to know that you know I'm there, just adding support and being part of this amazing opportunity for people that's life-changing. So thank you again.
You're welcome. And I look forward to next week.
I do too. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
We have 2 shows coming up after this. The next one is It's All About Dating with my co-host Lori Mendelson, and our guest is Bobby Del Rio. Woo! Everybody loves Bobby, right? And then right after that, we have lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. It's called A Better You. It's our presentation platform. I've hand-chosen experts from all over the world who give 15-minute presentations about their craft, their profession. If you're interested in joining my team, please go to drjacalyn.com and let me know. Our presenters this evening are Mariska Duprier and Ventura Leak. So we're excited about that. Thank you again, Bob. Thank you, Debra. And I will see you later this afternoon or this evening, whatever the time zone is for you. Bye.